First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Now, every time I see that logo, it seems so official when I do that. Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now, part of Fox 12 Oregon. We are broadcasting live here from the digital desk at the news studio, and we get to talk about a lot of things. I know I say that every intro, but really, it's pretty cool. We get to cover a lot of different topics, and today we are talking about the Portland Pickles. And I am very excited to have joining us right now one of the co-owners of the Portland Pickles. It is Alan Miller. Alan, first of all, thanks for joining us. Secondly, I would be remiss if I didn't immediately comment about how great those posters are behind you. That is incredible. We've got to get to that here at some point during this interview. But I think to start off, one thing, I feel like a lot of people know who the Portland Pickles are now, and that's been due to a lot of the work that you've done of getting the word out and the amazing product. But I think the actual history of them is something maybe a lot of people don't know. Can you walk us through how that all got started?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. It's exciting to get to talk about a new season again. I feel like our off seasons last forever, so it's great to finally be talking about baseball. It's been quite a journey for the Pickles. I mean, we just started. We talk about this is a fairly new team, but we started off playing in Lens Park, just a few years back, and I think we're going into our seventh season now. But we opened with being in a very small league in a very small park, and to the credit of everyone in Portland, we really spent a lot of time building this fan base and creating something that we thought would work really well in Portland, and really built baseball to the next level. And we've been really proud of the results. I think more than anything, I think we're so proud of our fan base. I keep looking back at our playoff game last year when we had the whole place packed, and I've really never seen such excitement in one place for this team. And I think that was sort of the culmination of many years and working really hard to give people an experience and an atmosphere that they could have a great time, and one that's open to everyone. And I think that part of that inclusivity is very important to us, and seeing people from all walks of life come together to cheer on the Pickles in the playoffs was an unbelievable experience. So we're really excited to use that momentum and get back into this with this new season next week. And there's a whole lot of new things coming around, and we're excited to share with everyone.
So for you personally, where does your interest in baseball start? How did you become interested in even, baseball alone, let alone owning a team?
Well, I'll tell you, I've always been a big baseball fan. I especially really love minor league baseball. I've always felt that minor league baseball gives you an opportunity to be creative in a way that Major League Baseball and other sports just don't let you do. And I think when minor league baseball is at its best, it's really great experience to learn about the city, to learn about what's great about it, to try beers that are endemic to the area, and try food, and see people out and experience things that are really special to the community. I've always loved that, and so I really, my background is in marketing, and I'm very fortunate we get to work with a lot of great global companies and help build their marketing strategies and execute for them. I always wanted to give it a shot with baseball, and I've always said I don't understand why teams go in there and they're very safe in how they operate, and I think it's really important to go out there and have fun and create a community around having fun together. And so that was something I was always really interested in. And when this Portland opportunity came up, my partner John Ryan, who also had a ton of experience in the Pacific Northwest, having played for the Seahawks for a number of years, we came together and said, hey, let's go and do this. And really learned on the job and learned all the kind of little pieces we need to figure out how to get it going. But I thought it was really important to have a voice, to have a to be an important contributor in the community, and to do things that are really special. And you show a picture of Jeremiah Coughlin, who's our unbelievable on-field host, and that's the kind of thing that's really important. I mean, the guy's a top-tier comedian. And he, you get to see him every night at the Pickles game, working the crowd, and I think that's a really cool thing. And I'm excited that we've been able to keep him on pace, and he hasn't gotten in too much trouble. But that's part of the line that we tread We like to be innovative. We like to try new things, and most of the time it goes over pretty well.
Well, and you mentioned in there too, working with the community. I think that's something that certainly the Pickles have done. I mean, you're playing in Lentz Park, right there in Southeast Portland, but then it's a lot of partnerships that it seems have come up with other businesses in Portland. Can you talk about developing that side of it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the really important, probably the first thing when we came in and wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we are offering up our experience to working with people that have been there before us and help to amplify the things that they are doing as well. And, that's led us to a lot of great beer partnerships. This year we're debuting, a whole new partnership with Stormbreaker Brewing. We have a Chair Raiser IPA that will be debuting at our games next week as well. That's one that we that we think is really important. But working with local, from furniture companies to concert venues, we want to make sure that we're supporting what's important to everybody else. And as you mentioned before, some of these art pieces behind me are part of the local artist series that we've been doing for the last 4 years. And that's really one of my favorite things that we get to do is we give an assignment to a different local artist and ask them to put this in your style, create whatever you think would be meaningful, however the Pickles mean to you, what does Portland mean to you, and we've just really gotten some tremendous pieces from that, and we were looking forward to debuting. I think we've got 8 new ones that will be debuting starting next week with the opening series, and then throughout the summer. So we'll make T-shirts and koozies and posters that are very limited to each series. That you can pick up at the games as well. And like I said, you're right about that aspect of it. I think it's really important to have that feeling, and I think it's important, to showcase these artists because Portland has an incredible creative community, and I love being able to show that off.
One of my coworkers here, actually, Steph, was just talking about that yesterday, bringing up the art side of what you're doing, and to highlight that, can you talk about that just a little bit more? I know you just gave a kind of an overview of it, but how does that partnership work, and how do artists get involved in it?
Yeah, well, we have a page on our site. Luckily we've been doing this so many years now that we have a great list of artists who we've worked with on multiple occasions. But we will always encourage artists to reach out to us through our social media channels or through our website. And really, like I said, what it's really about is seeing their interpretations of what the Pickles are. And for the first few years, we were very specific in building a brand off our logo marks and trying to get the name out there. Once I think we achieved that, it was like, well, now we can go have fun with this. I want to hear what other people, how they interpret it, what they look at Walker Stadium as, how they see our brand, how they see the team, the players, our mascot, and have that come to life in new ways. And we've been taking advantage of the Pickle Jar, which is our clubhouse and retail store downtown on Taylor and 2nd. And we've been using that to actually host mixers so the artists can come out and meet with fans, autograph posters, showcase some of the other things they're working on. So it's a really important part of what we do. And for me, it's actually one of the more meaningful pieces because I just really love seeing these things come to life, and I love conceptualizing a series against one of our, against Corvallis Knights. I love seeing what an artist and how they would interpret that in artwork, in art form, and it's really rewarding. And like I said, we've made some great friends and really been introduced to some terrific artists.
Well, another thing you mentioned in there too, because I love that partnership with the artists because it is fascinating. Like I said, I keep getting stuck looking at, behind you there. But go to the website, you can see who some of these artists are. But you mentioned, Corvallis Nights or some of these other nights, and the whole idea of it being fun, going to a game and having these different themes. Where do you find the inspiration for those, and what has been maybe a couple of your highlights of specific nights you've done?
Yeah, I love the promo nights. I think there's something really exciting about it. We talk about this all the time with our staff. And, our promotion nights is a very collaborative process. It's not something where it's me or anyone else coming and saying, hey, we need to do this. It's about coming up with an idea that's really interesting and then letting people contribute to it in ways that I don't have that experience or they may have something they can do. But, we do everything from simple as, you talk, have dog nights, and we, every Wednesday people are welcome to bring their dogs out to the park, and we have a great experience with that. But really, we want to create sort of incredibly interesting ideas, and with that, oftentimes we're not sure how they're going to turn out. I think that's part of the fun that everybody has. Last year we blew up a whale on the field.
Yes.
That was really, really exciting. Once again, we did not know what was going to happen with that. We had an idea of what might happen, and it worked out pretty well. This season, we are actually one of our nights is our plan to ship, send, fly, rocket a pickle to outer space, and we're going through some details now to make sure that all works out correctly, but. Like you said, you never know, and I think one of the coolest compliments from a game is that you go to a Pickles game, you're going to see something that you've never ever seen before, and that's part of our goal. We're not just here for sports fans. We want everyone to be able to come out and everyone likes eating pizza or eating our 12-inch long hot dogs or trying all the different beers we have. We've got multiple full bars. We've got all kinds of fun activities that we have sort of in the outfield under the trees. So there's something for everyone there, and I think that's what's so fun about this experience is, you can bring the whole family and do different things, and everyone's going to have a great time.
I know it's not just the Pickles that you own. You also have some other teams, and I wanted to talk about those, particularly the Rosebuds, and what you've done there as far as bringing that back. Can you give us a quick history of the Portland Rosebuds, which I know is very phenomenal on that side, and then what it means to bring them back?
Yeah, the Rosebuds was a historic Negro League team that played very short period of time in the Portland area. And we really wanted to tell that story, or at least just bring that back to life in a way that to be able to educate people that this actually happened, and there were incredible players and the struggles that they had to go through. And that so that when we really came up with our Wild Wild West League, which is 4 additional teams that play in around Walker Stadium as well, we really wanted to pay tribute to the Rosebuds and have one of the teams playing as the Rosebuds. So that this will probably be the 3rd year that the Rosebuds have been out there, and those games have been great too. We've really built a lot of momentum to showcase a lot of our other local talent. The reality is that the Pickles have been so popular and we have so many requests for players, we've actually created this sort of minor league system as well, where people can play on the Rosebuds or the Portland Gherkins, or the Gresham Grey Wolves or the Willamette Wild Bills, and when they perform, they will be brought up to the Pickles, and that can be done in season, it can be done the following season, but it's been a great resource for us and another great way to scout local talent.
That's amazing. You've created your own minor leagues.
Somebody had to.
That's incredible. Another question I have for you, for anybody out there who hasn't been to a Pickles game, what is the experience you want someone to get when they show up at a game?
I want them to have fun. We talk about this a lot as to, what is the environment? Who do you want? What's the age demo? What's this? And honestly, I think none of it really matters. I think what matters is we want people to come with an open mind to have fun, to have a great time. And that can be, whatever it is that you like doing. But we feel like that having that openness to explore and to watch baseball, or just sit out on the lawns, the berms, to sit at a picnic table out in the outfield under the trees. We look at this as Walker Stadium as the most beautiful park in Portland. And really, it's just about experiencing the outdoors and a really fun experience and environment. And if Jeremiah could be there, and he might be saying some things, he might be criticizing you, he might be ripping on you, he might be complimenting you. We have multiple, people and characters and mascots who will walk around and will converse with you. And, and that's part of what's really fun about it is I think it's become over the years now, it's really become this sort of summer club where you get to see people you don't get to see all year round, but you get to go and hang out with them and over a very short window. I think that's the most interesting thing about this league in particular. I mean, our season is very short. We've got 10 weeks to go in there and do a lot. So, we always get to the, end of July and like, wow, that went really fast. So I think part of what we want people to realize is, June's great. The weather has been awesome lately. We really want people to come out in June. We've got some incredible promos and a lot of fun things happening. But don't wait till end of July, early August, because it comes and goes very quickly.
Okay, something else that I just realized I needed to ask. So you brought up the pickle, and the Pickles social media accounts have exploded. I've gone very viral over several things before. You can look those up. But who is behind the Portland Pickles social media account?
Well, that would be me. No, I'm. It is this is a real. Once again, this is a group effort. I would say, the thing that's important for our perspective is, like, I come from marketing. Marketing's really important. Social media is a way that we're able to tell our story to the biggest possible audience, and so it's been a super big priority since we really got involved with this team, because there's a 7-foot pickle walking around. I mean, the material writes itself. We have such great things happening. And I think really part of what we want to do is share this around the world. And I think we've done a really good job of that. We have seen year over year more people come as tourists, come from out of town, travel from other countries to come to our games. And that's what I love about what we're doing, because I think we're able to sort of really build up what's great about Portland and really begin to attract more people to come and visit us again as well. And I've seen more and more people do it around games and different series throughout the summer. So that's really exciting. And I think without social media, without being overly aggressive in social media, those kinds of things wouldn't happen. But it's great. I mean, we had a big group from Germany last summer who barely spoke English, who just, had an incredible experience and an amazing time. And we had fun, playing with them throughout the night. And I mean, that's one of those things that you wouldn't happen without it. But it really is fun to kind of add that to our current environment, that we want people that haven't been there before. We want them to come out, have fun. Don't take yourselves too seriously. We don't take ourselves too seriously. But at the end of the day, too, our team is really good. We are made up of prospects from all over the world. We have our first sort of rookie from Japan who's coming to play with us this season. We have people from all over, from Pac-12 teams, from all the way from Washington State and UCLA, and all over the country coming to play with us. So we see this as our team is an incredible all-star team. This year's team looks as good as we've ever been. So we're looking to make a deep run in these playoffs this year too.
Well, you mentioned, bringing people from other countries, and some people from Germany coming over to watch one, but also the Pickles have traveled quite a bit too. I know you've had the games in Mexico. Is there any kind of dream place where you want to take the team to go play?
I love that question. I think we want to play everywhere. I think that's what's really fun. At the end of the day, it's about sharing our love of sports and fun with people in other countries. And we learn so much by visiting them and seeing how they do things. And just from going, and we've down to Mexico and played the Mazatlan Venados twice now. And yes, we did beat the professional Mazatlan Venados in their home stadium. So that was a tremendous accomplishment for our organization. But we really love seeing how everyone else does it. I think we definitely want to expand to doing more in Europe, doing more in Asia. We want to share with other people that you can go out there and have fun, have a great time, and it doesn't have to be as serious as other people take it.
Alan, thank you very much for spending some time with us to talk about this. Congratulations on the success of the Pickles. It really is a fun product that you built there, a fun experience, a very Portland experience also. It really does tie the community in so many different ways, and you get something pretty unique and apparently a pretty good baseball team this year too. So that's all adding in there. Well, I appreciate you joining us here on Fox 12 Now. Thank you so much for being here, and good luck this season.
Thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you out at the park.
Yes, I'll be there for the Picolas Cage Night, for sure. All right. Alan Miller joining us right there on Fox 12 Now. And thanks, everybody, for joining in. Appreciate you being a part of this. Wherever you found us, that's where we are. So whether that's on the app, whether that's watching us on YouTube or social media or the website, wherever you are, thanks for being here with us. So kptv.com is where you can find out more information on a lot of that, but also youtube.com under our live section there for Fox 12 Oregon. Follow us there. That's where you can see all of my past videos, so you can watch all the interviews there. We've got some big stuff coming up this week, too. I'm not going to spoil it because I don't know when it's going to air, but we've got some big names. If you are a fan of Northwest sports, the Trailblazers, let's just say there's somebody who's going to be joining that you're going to want to hear from. So that's going to be right here on Fox 12 Now, too. And we're live every weekday at 1 p.m., so mark that.